The story of the Tower of Babel, which literally means confusion, is really one of the most difficult stories in the Torah. Again, it goes back to the point I made much earlier, that the earlier part of Genesis is extraordinarily difficult to really understand, because the Torah is describing deep, deep mysteries which really set the structure for the whole history of the world from the very beginning until the end of time. We are told that people wanted to construct a tower, and this is described in some ways. The Medrash describes it as a notion of wanting to rebel against God, to dethrone God. Now, the way you have to understand this, and I'm going to give you a very simple, relatively straightforward explanation. We're not dealing with a superficial idea that let's build a tall enough building and we will knock God out of heaven. I don't think they were that naive that they thought that's what's going to happen. But essentially, it is a metaphorical understanding of a process that goes on even today, in which let us unite, and with our talents and with our technology and with our understanding, we can create a world in which we don't need God. Waging war against God is basically a declaration, let God stay in heaven, and we will run the earth with our science, with our technology, with our knowledge. There are even various midrashim and later commentaries that talk about the fact that they invented rockets and various other modern inventions that they had access to at the time. And essentially, therefore, it is the hubris, it is the arrogance of man, thinking that they are masters of their fate and they control the universe. And in many, many ways, we are in the image of God. And God gave us creativity, and God gave us mastery, and God gave us scientific knowledge. And we can create, and we can destroy, and we can do all sorts of things. But when that turns into the arrogance of thinking, I don't need God, it then becomes very, very destructive. And therefore, God had to take away that unity by introducing different languages. So we would have to disperse, and we know we could not just come together and control the world. So the Tower of Babel is a cautionary tale. It is the tale that says, yes, man can do a tremendous amount in the world, a tremendous amount, but he has to always know that he is the junior partner to God and cannot relegate to himself that senior capacity. And that is really the ultimate lesson of the Tower of Babel. Now, in some ways, Baruch Hashem, we hopefully are coming out of Corona, although we're not totally out of the water yet. This is one of the lessons of Corona, because medicine and science has made so many advances, and all of us lived under the illusion that we were in control of our fate. But comes this little virus, and it shows all of us how powerless we are. All of our systems collapsed. We simply were isolated again. And that's kind of the very solemn reminder that although we think we are in control of our lives, to a large degree, that is an illusion. And the more we are aware of the underlying reality, the less we will have to deal with these cataclysmic events that are needed to remind us. So in many, many ways, one can look at almost Corona as a reprise or a replay of the Tower of Babel story.
If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell below for hours of the best Jewish content online.